And then we'll talk about polio, which has to be mentioned over 30 times in order for April to be doing her job. And we'll also have a report from the district conference committee. So Joanne, why don't we begin with you?
Okay, so membership right now, we are, I was just out at the AG meeting, so I don't want to be redundant. But a lot of these folks on here were not at the AG meeting, so I'll just give a real quick update, and I'm going to go off the member and vitality growth report. So we started out the year with 1,515 members. Since the beginning of the year, we have terminated 102 of our members. We readmitted 102 of those folks, and we brought in 72 new members. Of the 72, 2 have already terminated, and that gives us a current number of 1,493 members at this time. Unfortunately, we are probably at a point where we've lost the most members out of any of the districts in our zones. But there are some that are running very closely to us, so it's not like we're in serious trouble, but we are continuing to escalate downward, which is really kind of disappointing because our job here and what we're trying to do is grow our district. So in light of that, Kate and I have put together this membership and belonging summit, and that started really kind of at the request of Vin. Vin wanted something done on DEI, and so he and Kate decided they would put together some kind of a summit. And so Kate's been working on that, and we combined it with membership because really membership and belonging go hand in hand. And so we have that scheduled for February 8th out at the Manchester Country Club. It's going to be a very casual morning. It's casual attire. Come on down. We're all going to have breakfast together, and we're going to talk about membership and belonging. Got it planned for like 8 to 12. We make it out a little earlier than that, which everybody will love because they'll have some extra time to get some time back on a Saturday. And that's what we're looking at right now. Unfortunately, we had a real tough time trying to connect with Manchester Country Club. And so that held us up on getting our registration out. But we did, I've been working with Christine, and she's done a wonderful job, and she's got the registration set up. And so hopefully with a little prodding and encouragement, we'll get people to sign up for that, and we can have a pretty good summit out in Manchester. My second thing I want to just talk very briefly on is Epic Day of Service. So behind me, you'll see our new Epic Day of Service logo. It's all redesigned and redone. The slogan is "Do More Good." Scheduled again May 17th, but you can certainly work around that date, whatever works for your club, because not always is that date perfect for everyone. We're looking at a fundraising capability for clubs that have a 501c3. And if that's a possibility for our Rotary clubs, then we're definitely going to try to encourage that. Probably looking at a kickoff around February 17th, and then they'll have until April 1st to get their projects registered and their club registered on the website. So all of this in an effort to get community volunteers to sign up, and through the signing up of those community volunteers, we will also have an opportunity to grow our membership. So that's kind of why we're doing this. We're trying to bring membership in on this and work Epic Day of Service hand in hand with membership, because that's one of the main reasons people join Rotary is to serve. So anyway, Joanne, that's my 5 cents. What's your question? I saw your question come up,
Yeah.
Ben, and I'm sorry I didn't read it.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to confirm the date. I got my calendar in front of me and I want to put it in there. The date of the summit, the membership summit.
February 8th,
That's
February
what I
8th,
got.
Saturday
Okay.
morning. Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Joanne, any questions for Joanne? Okay. Eileen, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I will follow along a little bit from our foundation committee meeting agenda that we had earlier this month. In terms of communications, Joanne Santiago and I are working on a thank you letter campaign. Now that the first half of the year is complete, Rebecca Silver, our annual giving officer, is going to run a report for us. We'll be sending thank you letters to all the donors from the first half of the year to see how that goes. Something new that I plan on doing is working with the club presidents and their boards, sending them a couple of reports to see if we can generate meeting with them to talk about their whatever they want to know about the foundation. And I'm doing a test tomorrow. I'm doing a presentation on the foundation at the Weathersfield Rocky Hill Club. And I can't bring all the reports to show everyone because there's certain reports that have individuals' names on there and you can kind of figure out how much they may have given. And that's really something strictly for the board of a club. And, we are bound by the Rotary Foundation to keep people's information, particularly their donations, private, that it's nothing to shout out to everybody in your club, because we have to recognize that not everybody wants everyone to know what they're doing. So those are the two things that we're doing in terms of communication. Starting in February, we have a special fundraising promotion that's going to go out. It's Share Some Love. It's testing the waters to see if we can get people excited about getting points so they can get to the next Paul Harris level or reach the Paul Harris level for the first time. So you'll see more information about that. That was presented at the meeting we had last week, and it will also encompass Rotary's 120th anniversary. So the promotion will run from Valentine's Day, February 14th to the 23rd of the month, which is Rotary.
Oh, that's great.
So it's a twofer there. In terms of what we're doing in terms of education, the grant webinars have been set. The first one is March 26th, and the second one is April 8th. So clubs can become qualified to receive grant funds, whether global grants or district district grants. Both of those are on the website. We have 20 people have registered so far, so that's pretty good this early on. In terms of our giving, we're doing very well in annual fund giving. We're just under $112,000 for the first half of the year, and that's over 8% up from last year. So we're doing very well. And what's nice is that our goal for the year is 5% above the year before. We have a long way to go. So it's nice to see that we have gone over that particular goal. Okay. I have Prasad's polio report. I'm wearing a couple of hats. 2024 was a bad year for polio eradication efforts in Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan had 73 wild polio virus cases reported in 2024 versus 6 the year before. Afghanistan reported 25 in 2024 versus 6 last year. The immunization program in Pakistan continues to pose challenges from families refusing to vaccinate their children. The physical threats to vaccination staff are also a major issue in Pakistan. There is a dramatic reduction in circulating vaccine-derived polio cases in Africa. Numbers have gone down from 688 in 2022 to 395 in 2023 and 253 for last year. So that's good news. The new type 2 vaccines seems to be giving good results. Countries in Europe have seen poliovirus in environmental samples. So far, the UK, Spain, and Germany have reported positive environmental samples, raising new challenges in those countries. Member contributions to the polio fund at the end of last year were 24,647 compared to 13,925 the same time the year before. So polio fundraising is doing very well, which is good to hear. In terms of major gifts, we have a new Bequest Society Level 2 member from the Glastonbury Club, and I've been in touch with her to thank her very much. During our meeting, Milt Rosenberg, who's the Paul Harris Society chair, reported that we have a new member of the Paul Harris Society, David Hale from the Pittsfield Rotary Club. He got the idea because we were talking about the Paul Harris Society at the foundation brunch. So I guess you never know where people get information. In terms of the district grants, we have one final report that's come in, and a check went out to cover that. And in terms of the district grants checking account, we were at the bank on Friday to change names and everything. So we still have 2 people on the account who can sign checks until that gets all the way through. All I can say is M&T Bank is a challenge, and I'll be done with that. I like the old People's Bank better. It was easier to deal with. In terms of global grants, Prasad and I met with the new Milford Rotary Club. They are working on trying to get a global grant together in memory of Frank Wargo, who was a member of that club. And it's going to be help in not reconstructing a high school, but making it more accessible for computers and computer labs and things like that. So we'll probably hear more about that. In terms of our peace, we do have a peace scholar, which is exciting. We haven't had a peace scholar in like 12 years.
Right.
And her name is Siriana Santa Cruz, and she is going to be taking the professional certificate course at Makerere University in Africa. That's the short 6-month course. So we're very excited about her. She was referred to us by Jim Mahan from the Williamstown Rotary Club.
Right.
And I think that is it, unless anybody has any questions. But
I'm glad to see Berkshire County has some folks that are getting involved. Williamstown has been good in the past, and to see Dave Hall be recognized, that's a wonderful thing. And so I'm very proud of that. Anybody have any questions for Eileen? Okay, I think I'd like to segue, since we're talking about foundation and we're talking about polio, I'd like to segue to April to talk maybe what she might have to offer as far as polio and RLI and PELS. We can do that right now
Yes.
before we get into our youth.
Yes. So yeah, there's a lot going on, folks. So as far as polio goes, as I've shared with most of you, we have the Polio Plus Society Challenge coming up next year. So the way that will be structured is it's a multi-district challenge that will challenge each district to increase the percentage of Polio Plus Society members that they have year over year. However, please feel free to sign your people up now. We don't want to discourage that. Joanne's doing a fabulous job in her club. Great job, Joanne. Bravo, bravo. And so this was a wild dream of mine between myself and Ramesh Ferris out in the Yukon. And it was just the 2 of our districts to start with. I put it out to our zone 28 and 32 partners. And so far we have 15 districts signed up who are interested. So I'm estimating about 20,000 people so far. So that's a wild guess. I don't know, but it's huge. So I'm scared a bit, but excited more. So more to come on that. I'm speaking with Club Runner. You know, we're going to have a website set up to track that, and hopefully it will make a huge impact. Our RA partners are very excited. And more to come on that. I hope to introduce it to our president-elects at Pels, which is also coming up. So the president-elects have just received their second really communication on registration. So their registrations are coming through. Pre-Pels they're going to be 3 1-hour Zooms. I'll be reaching out to some of you for your expertise on perhaps one of them. February 6th, 20th, and 26th. In the interim, I am going to International Assembly February 9th through the 14th. Oh, and back to polio, there'll be, if anyone's interested, on January 27th, I am holding an informational session for those districts that are interested in participating in the challenge. So that will be happening on January 27th, which is next Monday. This coming Saturday, as hopefully you all know, because you'll be there, is RLI. We have, I believe, we'll have over 50 people there with facilitators. So that's like the largest RLI that I've seen in a long time. So thank you for that. I was really scared and nervous that, we wouldn't have enough people, blah, blah, blah. And it turned out we had to open up a second part 1 because we had so many people attending. So that's super exciting.
That is great.
Yeah. I know. I was thrilled.
Yeah.
Alex, I'm sorry we did have to cancel part 3 because we only had 3 people. But Alex and one of the other 3 were gracious enough to re-experience part 2. Our district hasn't had in 5 years. I can tell you the curriculum has changed, so it will be a new experience for those 2 folks. We have a healthy, I think 6 or 7 people in the faculty training, which again, we're the only ones I know of so far who are having that in our district, and a very healthy 6 or 7 folks in graduate as well. So it's going to be a great day. And yeah, so it's going to be fantastic. And I think we have over 20 people in part 1, so we're going to have 2 sessions of that. So that's exciting. Also working on putting together my district installation, which is Friday, the 13th of June. So mark your calendars. I have some very exciting news that Vin will be happy to hear. Just the end of last week, I confirmed with my friend Ramesh in the Yukon, he is going to speak at my installation. So you don't have to worry about him with district conference anymore because he's coming to my installation.
Marvelous.
Yes, so he is going to come out and be my guest speaker. So I hope to have a ton of people there. Yep, he's flying all the way out from the Yukon to come speak at my installation. Even with that being said, I hope to keep the price point at $50. It's going to be at the Gremio Lusitano, also known as the Portuguese Club in Ludlow. And yeah, so we get that for free because some of our members are members, and the food's very inexpensive as well due to connections in town. So should be a cost not prohibitive and fun evening. It's a Friday night, as I said. So yeah, it'll be fantastic. And for those of you who are at Zone, you know that Ramesh does a very impactful presentation. He's going to do the similar presentation that he did at Zone, where he basically crawls onto stage without his braces on, and does his thing from there, his story about his experience with polio. And it's just amazing. So that's going to be a great segue into the polio challenge, which will start on July 1. Other than that, Christy and I well, not Christy and I, but Christine's helping me with Dean Tech for district training assembly, which is April. It's the weekend after.
April 12th.
April 12th. Thank you, Joanne.
I just wrote it in my calendar before I got on. That's why I knew.
Yep. So April 12th. So lots going on. So yeah. I'm pretty bored. So if there's anything else you want me to do, feel free to throw it on my plate.
So June 13th is
yes, Friday the 13th.
And
yes.
Congratulations. That's great because I know we're looking forward to that. And
yes.
it should be associated with your event.
Yes.
So that's awesome. I'm very happy for you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
be fantastic. So,
Anyone
and he
else have
may,
any? Oh, go ahead.
hmm? No,
Go,
no,
no,
you
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Finish.
No, I was going to say we may go out and see Nicole at her installation the next day. So,
Oh, wonderful. I
That
may
would be
join you.
fun. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
may join you.
Mhm.
Any questions for April? Yes, she is very busy, and everywhere I go, it's the same thing, whether it's April, Christine, or any of you that are on this call. People have great, high esteem for you, and the district's in a great place because I think the enthusiasm is there, and we're inspiring people on a daily basis. So, Joanne, I'm optimistic about members. I'm very optimistic, and you're doing such a good job. There's no way we're going to have anything but success. So thank you for
You
that.
betcha, Vin.
I'm excited.
We're
Okay,
trying.
Arthur, the youth council, our leader. You want to give a little report on where we're going and what we're planning?
All right. Well, first of all, just to explain, I am currently in a automobile. I'm almost home. Was up doing a visit up in Franklin County, so almost home. So that's why there's a little background noise. I am hands-free. So the biggest thing, obviously, that is happening right now is that we are preparing for the Interact conference coming up on April the 5th. Some key items need to happen very quickly to be able to have a successful conference with that. Just did have a little challenge with one of our committee members with a personal situation, but we expect them to be back on the case, if not tomorrow, later on this week. So we're looking forward for that. I think we've said to this group before, there is a save the date out. It was in the last issue of the district newsletter, a page just describing the date, time, and place. So please do pass that on. In terms of some of the other youth things that are happening in the district, I know Brendan is on the call. So why don't I yield to him to give more of a first person account of exchange and what's happening there.
All right, good evening, everyone. Youth Exchange is progressing well. We have two students that have we found their countries where they're going to be going to, and we're going to be announcing that shortly. Alex, I'm sure you're going to be happy. The students will be, I'm sure as well. Some exciting places. I don't know if I can disclose it yet, so I think I'll hold on. This weekend, the 25th, this whole weekend. Lyman, Louie, and myself were going down to King of Prussia for the semi-annual Essex Conference. They have that every 6 months. The reason for that is to be up to date on the rules. We have a lot of rules and regulations we have to follow. We get a lot of direction from the State Department as well as from RI from NIAN, which is the North American Youth Exchange Network. And we have to make sure we're following all the rules and all the requirements that are needed. And at that conference, we're going to be finalizing our youth exchange trip to New York. That's going to be coming up this spring. That'll be exciting, and we're going to be doing that in conjunction with 3 or 4 other districts. So the students will have a chance to meet some of the other people from other countries as well as they experience the city of New York. We also have a ski trip that's going to be coming up in February. That's going to be up in Ludlow, Vermont. We're excited about that. And that again will be a multi-district trip. So we'll be able to have them meet some other students. So it's all about meeting people from different countries and different cultures and sharing
Great.
experiences. So we're quite happy with that. So our students from Japan and from Germany, they're both doing very well. They've adjusted well. Their language skills are really improving now. So we're happy to see that, and they're getting very comfortable. Our students that are away, little report on them. Ethan, who's in Sardinia, Italy, he's got a report from him today. He's doing very well. He's become more fluent in Italian, and he's now switched to his second family, who only speaks Italian. So now he's forced to speak Italian at all times, which is great. He's really enjoying it. He's doing much better in school. He's gotten over his homesickness, which is great. Emily, who's in Germany, She was already quite proficient in German, and she's doing very well, having an exciting time. And they're getting chances to tour around different places in Europe. Ethan went to the Alps to go skiing for a
Wow.
multi-district, yeah, multi-district trip there. That was their ski trip. They get to go to Alps. Get to go to Ludlow, Vermont. So, what are you going to do? And the holidays went well for both of them as well. All good stuff going on there. Those students are going to come back. They're going to be great ambassadors as we call them Rotex ambassadors when they come back to share their experience with other students and other clubs. Right now, the ask or the need from our district is clubs that are going to be willing to host incoming students coming this summer. I have penciled in a few clubs already. Alex, I'm hoping your club will be one to take an income. Yep. Glastonbury is also penciled in, so we're hoping for them. Litchfield, who's a regular on hosting clubs, we're excited about that. And I'm hoping, Joanne, that Southington will take someone as well. I know the incoming president there is excited about hosting a student this year. And it's going to be, it starts in the summer. So we start to ask clubs in the coming months if they can start finding host families. When I go on the 25th to the Essex conference, we have to pledge a number. It's not hard and fast, but they want to know roughly how many students we're going to take. I'm going to ask for 4. So we get 4 incoming students. I think that would be amazing. It doubles the 2 that we have this year. So that's we're making some great strides. So keep
Yeah,
our
you're
fingers
doubling it.
crossed.
That's
Yeah,
fabulous.
yeah. So it's really, really exciting. And that's what's going on. Anyone have any questions?
If I could just ask Brendan, if you have anything where you'd like me to attend, just please let me know, and I will try to make sure that I can get there. I'll let Christine, my scheduler, know, and if I'm free, I'd love to be able to be there just to support them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, we're going to include our youth exchange students in any of the district activities, as many as we can according to their schedules. But we're keeping everything on the radar. We want to include them with everything, including some of our inbound students. Currently, the student from Japan and Germany, we'd like them to attend the Interact conference on the April 5th. I think that'd be a great experience, both
Yeah.
for them and for the students that are going to be there to learn all about youth exchange and hear it right from the horse's mouth. These kids can talk about the program and some of the things they've experienced, and I think that'd be a great opportunity. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions for Brendan? Great job, Brendan, and also I know Alex is involved, and I appreciate his efforts, especially what he's brought to our club, which in the past really has had a minimal involvement with it. Over the years, we had one, but that's wonderful. So thank you, Alex, too. All right. Hunter, do you have anything you'd like to share? Or should we, let me have Alex go because he's involved with the district conference, and Alex can give his report. And Hunter, I know you're doing something with it also, so you can also speak up with Alex. So go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, so the conference committee met on the 14th, so a week ago, and we really started hammering some details out. It looks like Friday night we're going to have a trivia contest. One of our club members here does a weekly trivia night that's really popular in the community, so he offered to do that for Rotary on Friday, so that we'll have a group dynamic on that after dinner, as part of dinner. Saturday, we're building up a big day with a service project and breakout sessions and options for exploring the Berkshires as well. And then having our speaker on Saturday night at the dinner. So in the morning, we'll also have our youth featured. So that'll be a draw in the morning. I believe the Rotary International doesn't tell us until like 6 to 8 weeks out if we will get Jeff Cadaret or if there's someone else that will be our speaker. So we are still working on that. One major thing that I think this group could potentially help me with was I haven't gotten a good draft budget. I know that in the past we had combined district conferences, and so that made it kind of complicated. But if anyone has a previous draft that I could use as a model,
I have them like from past years. Um, It's been a while since we did. Yeah, but Vin had reached out, but I was just waiting on food costs and I was gonna put something together.
Well, I don't need you to put the numbers in. I can put the numbers in, but it would be good to have
Okay. All
the
right.
model,
So
the
sorry.
template,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I
yeah.
think there are also
Okay.
some income sources that I'm not aware of. Like at the last meeting, you mentioned that we have $5 per member that comes out
Yeah.
of district dues,
Mm-hmm.
so that would be
Mm-hmm.
7,500. Right. So that
Mm-hmm.
leads to our budget.
Mm-hmm.
If there are there any other income lines or any other fee lines that are standard that I
No,
should know about?
it's just registration and the $5 per member. That's the income side.
Okay.
And then expenses are whatever. Yeah, but I'll let me go back in QuickBooks and I'll find the last time we did like a single district
That'd
conference
be great.
and I'll just export it to Excel, which has all the calculations, and I'll email it to you. That'll only take me a few minutes.
That would be.
Sorry, I think we crossed lines. Sorry.
I
I
think,
don't need you to do the budget. I just want the template.
The
I
last
think the
one, the single
determination,
one was Joanne's
Okay, I can find that.
because Randy and I both did joint ones.
Okay.
I think the determination of cost, the local people probably are going to want to have less cost because they may want to do à la carte involvement. We want people and many people to be involved as possible. And in order for us to really put out a solid brochure, we really have to give them options for coming one day, a whole day, or the whole weekend, and then the hotel, the cost of the hotel. So those are the things we'll be working on, and I appreciate Alex's work on that.
Yeah, so Hunter and Vin and I met to talk about some of the Berkshire options that they can do. And one of the things that came up was I thought this group might have input on this, was we were thinking that in terms of the district working together, the people on this Zoom work together quite often, but most of our members don't have the opportunity to really work together and build those relationships, right? Rotary is about the service being the avenue for building the relationships. So we have been thinking about re-emphasizing that service project aspect of it. I didn't know if any of you have input on that before our next, our next meeting is on February 4th.
Are you
But
talking about the food packaging event?
yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it's the district conference is aligned with when our community does a food packaging event. And so they've agreed to let all of the Rotarians participate in that and encourage us to do it. And honestly, at the last conference meeting, it didn't feel like we were all working together to me. Not that anybody was coming from a bad place, but just that we didn't have a lot of experience working together. And I thought about some of the other district things that I've been to where um, uh, maybe other clubs in the district have been spoken about impersonally, right, as groups. And I thought, do we need some of the service to build relationships for some of our members?
I
Okay.
agree. I certainly agree. We were involved in the conversation, and I'm sure Hunter would like to talk about the activities. We want to measure everything by the four-way test. I know everyone has a different idea of maybe what they see for that weekend. And one of the things we talked about was not jamming too much in and having it run smoothly so that there's enough for people to do, but have everybody have a chance to do what they wish to do. So it's it's building that community so that when people go there, they'll be attracted by different things. Like for example, I think trivia is going to be a great night, but it's not something that I would ever do myself. But I'm certainly open to the fact that people like trivia. So I'm willing to let that go so that we can have it successful. And who knows, I might go to the trivia night and really enjoy it. But I can't be the measure of things. So I just defer to people's expertise and I want to be totally supportive of everyone's contributions. And that's, I think, where we are at right now. Did I explain it, Alex?
Sure.
Christine?
So, I apologize if I am not getting it. So I absolutely think that our service project is the way to get people together in the same place with a common goal. I feel very strongly about having a service project at a conference. But I guess that I don't know what you're looking for from us about getting people together for this. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just
Well,
woo,
no,
went over my head.
we're going to work on the conference schedule so that it's a little bit easy, so that we don't have as many things competing for time
Oh, gotcha.
during the service project, so that people will be encouraged to do the service project rather than be forced to choose between all of these choices.
Gotcha. Okay, I understand. I understand. I apologize that it
No, it's fine.
went
I
over my
wasn't
head.
clear enough. I was trying to be vague, but
And the
I
challenge
can't
is
take
that
a hint. I
the
can't take
cha
a
it's
hint.
fine.
You.
the challenge is that the service project is in the morning, and that's a fixed activity. So that can't be changed because it's a United Way activity. So we'll be working along with uh, community people, and I've attended one of them in the past, and it's a great it's sort of a competition between different groups too, different service groups. We'll work alongside with a lot of service groups, and the challenge is that it takes place in the morning, and so that's what we're trying to figure out. How are we going to accommodate breakout sessions and service project, and uh, and make it work?
Um, this is Eileen. We actually just had a meeting before this meeting of the breakout session committee, EJ and Joe Muller and I. So just if you could share with us your thoughts. Are you thinking of paring down how many breakout sessions there
I
are?
think we were just thinking about having some or all of them in the afternoon as
Oh,
options for the afternoon.
because I know that there, I think it was Sue Clark had mentioned is, it's hard when you have your two breakouts and then you have a service project. People will be pulled in different ways. So I see what you mean. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for clarifying.
No, not taking them down or reducing them, but just reshuffling them in the
Oh, okay.
schedule.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. That's tough. You want to do everything. It makes it hard when everything's together at the same time.
Right. Hi,
Eileen,
Joanne. Oh, sorry.
Joanne?
Yeah, just a quick question for Christine. Did you hear from Sue Clark today? Did you get a note from her today? No?
Not as of when I started this meeting at 6 o'clock. I did not.
Okay, so
When I got ready.
she sent me an email asking me how she could get in touch with the presidents and the secretaries regarding the business meeting. She wanted to know if I had a database. And so I just, I told her you have to go through Club Runner to reach out to these folks, and that if she didn't know how to do it, I would be happy to help her with it, and I would copy her letter and send it out. But by right, it should be the district secretary that would be handling that, would be sending the letter out for you. So reach out to Christine and see if she could do it. But if Christine's too busy, I would be more than happy to help you. So
I did it. Yeah. I did it last year because we didn't have a secretary. So I could easily do that.
Okay. So just, maybe you want to try to send her a quick email, because she doesn't know. Okay. I don't think she knows how to get on Club Runner and do all that stuff.
Well,
so
I don't know if she has access to everything. I don't know if she has access to print reports and stuff.
I don't know if she does either, but she wanted to know if I had a database.
We can change that.
Yeah. Give her the access.
Yeah. I'm happy to just send her a spreadsheet, or with everything and whatever.
Yeah, whatever. However you
out to
want to do it. But I just wanted to let you know that, she raised her hand. She needs some help.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that, Joanne, and I do have time, but I haven't heard from her, so I'll leave myself a note to message her in the morning.
Well, I told her that we had a meeting tonight, and that if I had an opportunity, I would mention it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, no problem.
I wondered if with that, had we ever done the business meeting on Sunday after breakfast? Or is that too late?
Uh, Normally we would only have the necrology and then go. Last year, I think was the first year in a while where because we had the all the youth and everything, we had the youth exchange and the Q&A. But I think normally, correct me if I'm wrong, those of you that have been around a long time, it's generally breakfast, the necrology thing, and then we leave. There's not even a
You're right.
lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that's what I remember it mostly to be.
No, you could change it if you want to, Alex.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you may have more people stay if they know the business meeting is on Sunday rather than booking. No.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking is how do we get people to stay
Yeah.
and really participate? So,
I mean, you know, you can have everybody out of there by 11, or you can have everybody out of there by noon.
I would
So-
say, just like Pels, the last day of Pels, they do you know, they summarize everything, and we could do the business meeting and then the necrology, and then, you know, ease people away. And also, Hunter maybe want to talk about ideas for giving people time to have some free time in the Berkshires. And Sunday also, there may be things for them to do if they don't want to go right home and they want
Yeah,
to,
Sunday
you know, drive
afternoon.
around the county
Sure.
and have a, you know, make a complete weekend of it. So
Yeah.
that could be in addition to it. You know, we can say, you know, go have some fun in the county, take a walk on the trail, or you know, play around the golf, or go up to the museum or something before you go home. Because Saturday is going to be packed, and we want, if we're going to have people traveling in the county, we really need to give them a good piece of good time period to be able to do that. So, Hunter, would you like to make any comments on that part of it?
Sure. I'll just say, certainly from the Saturday programming piece, we're looking at basically providing three a la carte programmatic options in the afternoon on Saturday so that people have the choice of kind of the education track if they want to go that route or if they want to do a little bit more of the cultural piece. And we'll center those activities around North County, Central County, South County. We'll make the experiences a little bit different. So, for example, if we set up a you know, a winery trip in Richmond, you know, we're not also going to do a brewery in Great Barrington. We'll make sure that the experience is a little bit different. And when people register, they'll be able to select those program options at that time. And then the a la carte cost, we'll build in the cost features, and I'll work with some of the Rotarians out here as well as the chambers to see where we can, you know, get better deals and do some promotions and such. And then, you know, that cost will be paid for by the registrants at the time of registration, so that all they have to worry about when they actually arrive at the conference is traveling to the destination, and then everything else will already be taken care of. So, of course, they will also have the option if they were to choose to do their own thing on Saturday afternoon. If maybe some Rotarians are coming from out of town, have family in the area, maybe there's a particular cultural destination they've always wanted to see or have been to before and want to revisit. They'll have some flexibility to design their own program as well. But from the district standpoint, we'll be organizing those three different programmatic cultural experiences in the Berkshires. And I think part of what I want to do aside from that is work with the chambers to develop some sort of marketing material that we can distribute, not just freely in case people want to come back to the Berkshires. They love their trip
Right.
for the conference so much they'll want to come back another time, or you know, things like that, just to kind of reinforce that local culture piece.
And this could be a template for future conferences. I don't know what April's plan is, and I know it's going to be different than mine, but you know, our district is viable, and there's certainly, you know, one of our 7 areas of focus is economic development, and for us to have a conference within our district is develops our areas economically. So, you know, sometimes there's different places where people can enjoy the same type of culture. It's just an idea that maybe this is a way we can better support our district. Christine? Christine?
So Alex, when you said, you know, your concern is getting people to stay, right? And obviously that's always all of our thing.
Sure.
So just feedback from last year. We did the youth exchange at at the breakfast on Sunday, and all that had the Q&A, and people, then we did the food packaging, and we had a ton of people stayed. Well, I also had people kind of complaining, Why did you wait till you do the youth until Sunday? We ended up having to stay. And I just said, because we wanted people to stay. So like, that's why we
Thanks for
did
that
it on
reminder
Sunday.
that, yeah.
So I think that whatever you plan, it's kind of like it just has to be the reason people stay. And year to year, that might not even be the same thing. But people actually, more than a few, complained to all four governors. Why did you wait to do those things? I had to stay.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point.
Good point.
I said, goal achieved. I know.
Joanne,
Yeah, I just want to ask I hope I'm not throwing a wrench in here, but I just want to ask this question, Alex. So, we keep talking about the Kentucky Derby, but I don't hear one thing that's relating to the Kentucky Derby. Is there anything?
Yeah, our Saturday dinner is going to have a Kentucky Derby theme,
Okay. All right.
including horses, and hopefully we'll be able to project it.
Would
I
we be
talked-
asking people to, women to wear hats and stuff like they were going to the Kentucky Derby?
That's the goal, to have it fun and silly like that. Yeah.
I talked
Okay,
to
yeah.
Rocky
cool. Yeah,
I talked to
good.
Rocky Wagner today, and believe it or not, I don't know who's been talking to him, but he says, now I got to buy my wife a big fancy hat for one appearance at the district conference. So Rocky's planning on coming from Putnam, Plainfield,
good.
and he's already thinking about getting a hat for his wife.
Tell her to make it. It's more
Yeah.
fun.
So yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a nice conference, and we want it to be happy, we want it to be affordable, and we want to showcase part of our district. So
Sure, why not?
everybody has just been so good. The committees are working, and I'm thankful for my club and for all the district people that are. And the best thing is we've invited everybody from the district that might want to help with the committee, so no one should ever feel left out, because we've included everyone, and if they've stepped forward because of the fact that they've been invited, and I think that's a good thing. Okay, thank you, Hunter and Alex. EJ, do you have anything to report on from your vantage point?
Yeah, just busy with my class on Pell's planning with fundraising and just generally getting acquainted with the whole process. And of course, always thinking about, new ways to attract members. So I'm exploring some of those, and definitely my ears are wide open for, any other ideas, but that's my focus, and definitely looking forward to growing our district.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else? Christine?
I just like to quickly remind people that Vin is accepting nominations for the Rotarian of the Year. I did pass out those forms at a couple of different meetings, but they are available on our website on the left side under downloadable forms. That will be presented at district conference. That's traditional, that will happen. Oh, that's the time. But it is unfair of us to get those to Vin the day before district conference. So please look at the people around you in your clubs, in the clubs you visit, in things you read in the newsletter or here in the, in the district. And let's really make this something that will have some meat to it, right? And so please get those in. I do have to remind you that they do have to be signed off for by the secretary of the club of the person you're nominating, right? So it's not just like you're sending in an email. So please do that. We have to, not only does Vin have to go through all of these, but we also have to order that award, and we have to get that in our possession and all of that. So please do that. The hockey game has been advertised. The date has been advertised for months in the newsletter. It is now, we finally got the form and all that to fill out. And tomorrow that's going out on Facebook as an event. It's $22, Springfield Thunderbirds versus the Hartford Wolfpack on Wednesday, February 19th. That date was chosen months and months and months ago. It's $22 a seat, $5 from every ticket goes to polio. We're working hard to do better this year. We didn't do a great job promoting Rotary at the hockey game. It was our first time, but we'll have we'll have something on that big thing, the Jumbotron thing in the middle about polio. If we can get our youth exchange students there, they'll introduce them from the ice. That would be amazing. And hopefully we'll get a big check. So we'll know, the pretend big check. So we can talk about that. Bill Spalding from the Salisbury Club, Randy's club, is going to be singing God Bless America. Now the thing is the parking garages has not been completed as they expected. But I have a 7-passenger car, and so the parking will be at MGM. There is handicap parking on the street, but basically people park at MGM and just walk. It's a block and a half. But for those that feel they can't make it or whatever, I will be available to shuttle people back and forth. We're also being given a signed jersey that was worn on the ice, and we'll be raffling that off. We raffle it off to anybody at the game, right? Anybody there. It's not just picking the pockets of Rotarians. And then we get half of the proceeds. So last year on our first try, we raised just under $1,000. And last year it did go to our charitable fund to boost up our grants, but we have adopted the end polio now as we do in the summer for the baseball game. So please promote it to your clubs when you visit people near and far. There'll be instructions on how to make sure we sit together. Last year, people who waited to the last minute didn't get in our block of seats, and they were mad because they didn't get to sit with us. They waited to the last minute. So please do that. Lastly, the newsletter, going strong. I get wonderful comments from the newsletter. Like I said, I know it's not this big polished, Wall Street Journal, but people do like it. But I constantly struggle with the fact that people don't listen to how I need to receive information. So I'm going to say it again to all of you. Any text needs to be in Word because I need to be able to format it to try to look nice, like add a little piece of clip art in and wiggle stuff around. Pictures need to be individual. Like some people send me a whole page, a collage of pictures that I cannot separate them without going in Photoshop and all that. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time to convert PDFs to JPEGs, and I can't upload PDFs to Canva. So please just send me your information, send me your individual photos, and I will do my very best to make it look beautiful. The clubs that generally send me a lot of things, such as Putnam, know that I will pick and choose one or two, that I can't put 5 things in for one club. It's different, like with the bell ringing. I do a whole page of different clubs ringing bells. I'd love to do a whole page of different clubs doing food packaging. But if one club does 5 events in a month, it's really not fair to other clubs for me to have, it club heavy or area heavy. So what I try to do is I go in Facebook and I stalk the clubs I don't hear from, and I get things from their Facebook page because I want them to see that they're part of the district, even though they don't always send something. So with that said, Joanne, obviously your event will be in the February newsletter, which will go out on the 1st. I know it's late, but we didn't have it ready for January. So, I couldn't really do anything about that, but
we've got a big flyer.
No, I know you sent it to me. Yeah, you sent it to me.
I sent you this?
Yeah, I'm just saying that
perfect.
I couldn't get it in January because January was long gone before, I received it, but it'll be in February's. And anything else you see relevant to the newsletter, I prefer not 5 pages of text. People will not read it. I always edit it down to make it so that it just is what people need to know and try to make it look interesting. I'm always happy to take feedback on the newsletter. But I'm really putting my foot down about how I receive information, because it's very time consuming. So please send me everything in the way that I want it. I would appreciate it. And that's that. So that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening.
And if anyone has a theme, like, the Epic Day of Service, anything you'd like me to emphasize in my monthly contribution to the newsletter, like I know Epic Day of Service needs to be emphasized. We want to talk about the membership. We talk about the hockey game, different thing. But I want to take a second just to thank Christine. We're very good at our district of, I won't say immortalizing, but recognizing the efforts of our members, our leaders over many years. And for her to choose an award that's going to memorialize our best friend Marcel Schmidt means everything to me. And of course, the golf tournament for Frank Wargo. We're very fortunate to have these people in our lives. And so as we go forward and if we pass on, it's nice to know that our memory will be sustained in our district. So thank you, Christine, for that. And thank you, Joanne, and the golf committee for doing what we're doing for Frank Wargo. It also inspires us to make those events successful. So yes, I look forward to looking at the nominations for that award. It's currently 7:56. Does anyone have anything for the good of the order or anything at all they'd like to share? Once again, thank you for everything you're doing. It inspires me to know that I have such a great team that's behind me. I feel very humble as a leader, and I really, I want to say that anything that happens in this district, the credit belongs to all of your efforts. And of course, we're members of the greatest organization service in the world, which is Rotary International. So thank you for all your contributions. And with that said, I would like to wish you a happy new year and healthy. And once again, I am totally blessed because I have a perspective on life, knowing that what happened to me in December is giving me a new lease on life. And, we all should have a chance to really understand the impact of that, because it makes us appreciate what we have and the blessings in our life. So thank you very much, everybody. Okay.
Amen.
Take care. We'll see you next